Hello and welcome to this month's sales tip, the sales tip for June 2016. It's Tim Royds here, Director of Highclear, a company that provides both sales consultancy and sales training services in the UK and internationally, focused purely on the B2B sector. Have you read this book? Bravo 20. It's not a sales book or a sales training book. This is the book which tells the story, and this is a true story about an SAS team, so that's the Special Air Services part of the Armed Forces of the UK. The SAS team that went behind enemy lines in the Iraq crisis, and their mission went terribly wrong. The book actually describes what happens in some details. You can see it's a pretty thick book. Now the point of this month's sales tip is, in advance of the operation, the small team of men involved, and it was a team of 7, spent a lot of time, days, planning what was going to happen on the mission and what could happen at each point on the mission if things went wrong. So they were saying, okay, well, if the helicopter lands there and we do actually find that there are enemy forces there, what are we going to do? What is each of us going to do? Which direction are we going to go in? How are we going to operate? What resources are we going to need? What materials are we going to need? What equipment are we going to need? How are we going to use those things? And then 5 minutes later, after that, where else could we be? How could they have reacted? What should we then do? They thought through contingencies, and this month's tip is about contingency planning. Now, as I say, it's a great book, and things did go very badly wrong during the mission. But the point is, at that point where they did go wrong, the whole team sprang into action, and the outcome was a lot less, it wasn't good, but it was a lot less serious than it otherwise could have been. Today is Saturday the 25th of June. A little over 24 hours now since the decision to Brexit has been announced, the UK's decision to exit the EU. There's going to be some organisations out there that have contingencies in place, and they are already implementing their action plans. Other companies will have assumed that the Remain camp will have won, and they will now be floundering a little bit, wondering what are we going to do about this. It's all a little bit late. For those of us with key accounts and those of us pursuing large significant deals, this has got really significant implications to us. Life doesn't always go very smoothly. Things sometimes do go not quite the way that we've expected to. So here is the tip for this month. Sit down with a colleague. Look at your account plan if you're managing a key account. Look at your sales plan if you're pursuing a large piece of business, and ask the very simple question, okay, what could actually cause difficulties here? What could go wrong that we're not expecting right now? How are you going to manage those things if they happen? Who else needs to be involved? What resources are you going to need in order to manage those things? And make sure that those contingencies are in place now, because if they're not in place now, it's very difficult to react with speed and effectively when you are in a react mode. Simple as that. Contingency planning, it's what the professionals do. Look forward to seeing you next month.